Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. Just a quick thought about humility. Why should we be humble? I had thought that it was Benjamin Franklin who had said this when I thought of it a couple weeks ago, but I'm really not sure about that now. I think I may have got this up on my own. Why should we be humble? It's a thought that would fit with Ben Franklin and I think with Mark Twain and their sentiments. We should be humble because if you say, well, I'm not sure if this is going to work, we'll have to wait and see. But deep down inside you really think there's just no way it can go wrong. Some way it's going to work. You're going to make something happen. But you say to people, could fail. Because in the end, when it does succeed, you look that much better. So the reason to be humble is to look better in the end. You end up looking better. If it fails, then you get to say, told you. And if it succeeds, then you get to say, I was wrong. Look how good I am. I was able to make it succeed even though I thought it might fail and you thought it might fail, but I succeeded. So you've got a backup plan if you're humble. The backup plan is for failure. Makes you look better in that case. Now, that having been said, that's the best defense for humility I can give. But wouldn't you look even better than that if you thumbed your nose at everybody, or whatever, what's the Italian thing, is it that? Something like that. If you thumb your nose at everybody and say, you don't think it's going to work? To hell with you. It's going to work. Y'all go to hell. I know it's going to work. And they all laugh and say, it's not going to work. You know, like the guy who wanted to run a railroad with a steam train instead of just using horses to run along in front of the thing. And then they had to make heavier rails to hold up the big engine instead of just the wagon full of people. But anyways, they had a race and nobody thought his steam engine was going to work and stuff. And it didn't. It broke down. He lost the race that day. But in the long run, the horses were out. The moral of the story is to be humble, because it makes you look better. To say, yeah, I might fail. But if you're really sure you're going to succeed, then you don't need to hedge that bet. And you can just go ahead and say, this is going to work, to hell with you all. But you have to be really, really sure. That's the best defense I can give of humility, is that don't use it if you're cocksure you're going to be right.